All right, guys, bulk day number 12. Today, my weight was 188.9, basically 189. So far, so good. This is going on to the third day of the 3,200 calorie raise. I should say that last night I ate a little bit more, close to 3,300, but 32, 33. If I start thinking that 3,200, 3,300, what's the difference? Then it could get real rocky, and then I could go overboard because I've done it like that before. Yesterday, before going to the gym, I had about 2,200 calories in me. That's a good amount of calories for me to have before going to get my lift in. I think I had about 245 grams of carbs, that's pretty solid. Definitely helps with the pumps. Now, with carbohydrates, people tend to look at carbs in a negative way, but carbohydrates are actually very beneficial. They have way more positives than negatives. Carbohydrates help with all kinds of working out. Running, fighters, they eat a lot of carbs. Weightlifters, bodybuilders, powerlifters. Of course, most foods that taste good are made of carbohydrates. Now, people think negatively about them because whenever I talk to somebody that says they're trying to lose weight, they say, I'm gonna cut out carbs. That's the wrong mentality. It's because those people, they don't track what they eat. So they eat a lot of junk food, which is obviously carbs and fats. They just don't know exactly what they're eating. You can eat anything you want. Say if I had 1,000 calories left in the day and I wanted to go to McDonald's and then I got 2 Whoppers, 500 calories each, that still fits into my macros. I won't be going over my macros. So say if I ate like that for a week and I still stayed in my calorie limit, I would not gain weight. Now say if I had 1,000 calories left and I ate 1,500 calories of, let's say corn, for example, a vegetable, or let's say if I ate 1,500 calories of quinoa, I would gain weight because I'm going above my calories. I'm going past the 1,000 calories. I'm eating 1,500 of that. Same works with, say if I ate 1,500 calories of turkey bacon, for example, these are all just examples. I would still gain weight because I'm going past my calories. I'm going past my calorie limit. Don't look at carbohydrates as bad. If you guys start watching me, I'm going to get you into wanting to use carbohydrates to their benefits more often, because carbohydrates are very, very, very useful for bodybuilding, for weightlifting, endurance sports, all of those kind of things. Carbohydrates are your friend. Now, what I was just saying before was, what I do is before I work out, I want to have a good amount of carbohydrates in my system. When I was cutting, it was kind of hard because I was trying to stay in a deficit, so I was only able to get maybe up to 100 carbs in my system before working out. But now, since my calories are raised, I can eat more carbs and I can have more carbohydrates in my system before working out. So that's why yesterday I had close to 240 grams of carbs in my system. The reason why I do that is because it helps your pump, gives you more energy. It works with the hydration, with all the water that I was consuming all throughout the day, all the electrolytes, the carbohydrates, spread everything throughout your body. Then what I do also try to do is after my workout, I try to limit my carbs because there's no need for carbohydrates at that point. I already got my workout in and I'm gonna go to sleep basically. So there's no more need for carbohydrates, and my weight in the morning, my weight the next day will be a more accurate read. So I play around with my carbs a lot. You guys hopefully will get into using carbohydrates to their benefits more now, slowly. All right, so yesterday, arm day, full arm day, biceps, triceps, forearms. Yesterday, what I started with was push downs. Those push downs where I start close grip and then I go on to wide grip. But before going into the gym, I had in mind that I wanted to do French press. The reason why I wanted to start with push downs first, heavy push downs, normal weight that I would do, was because so I could warm my elbows up. Because when I just go straight into French press, that's when it could get a little bit tricky on my elbows. Yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I started with push downs and I started close grip to failure. And then I went to wide grip, lowered the weight a little bit, banged out a few of those to failure. And I ended up doing, I think, 2 intense sets of push downs. And then after the push downs, I went on to French press. Now with the French press, I just grab a flat bench, lay it absolutely flat. You can do it either, you could do it on an incline, you could even do it on a decline, but I've never seen that done. I'm just saying you can if you wanted to. I either use smaller barbells, I don't really know what you call them, or I use a preacher bar, an easy bar, whatever you call those. I do either or. So yesterday in the clips, I used a preacher bar or an easy bar, and I think I got 8 to failure. I ended up doing 2 more sets with the preacher bar, but then I switched bars and I tried, instead of, I don't really know what you call it. I'm gonna call it a small barbell. I don't really know what to call it, but it's the bar without the curves in it. I use that just to see what I liked more for the French press, and I actually liked the flat bar without the curves in it better. What I do is, you can't really see me hit my face in these clips, but what I do is I go right above my nose, basically almost touch my nose, straight up. Almost touch my nose, straight up, and that's how I do my French press. That really gets the good squeeze and stretch when you go up on your triceps. After those, I went on to do some single arm push downs. Now, what I do with these, I go back and forth from weak arm to stronger arm. So I will start with my weaker arm, do 5. I will do 5, even if I could get more, I will only do 5, and I'll stop at 5, switch arms, go back and forth. And then once I got 5 again for both arms, I will start going to failure and keeping track of the number of reps in my head so I can always match it with my other arm. Okay, so the reason why I go back and forth with 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps, instead of doing to failure first on my left one and then to failure on my second one, is so I have equal amount of fatigue in both arms. So both arms are equally as tired when I'm done, and one is not more rest than the other one, because if I did 10 sets with my left arm to failure and then 10 sets with my other arm to failure, this arm will be more fresh than this one. So I just always want them equal amount of fatigue exertion, let's say. Okay, so I stayed at these single arm push downs for 3 sets, and I really like these. These feel really good on my triceps. It's 0 elbow pain, because with like the handles, you could kind of twist it around and play around with them, twist it. When I was done with those, I went on to do some bent over rope extensions. Now with these, I keep the weight very light. This is just for a burn and a squeeze. And once I fell at the top, I switch my hand placement and I do underhand like this. And then I do same thing, same stretching motion, and I do those to failure. I ended up doing 3 of those, 3 of the tricep extensions. After those, my triceps felt cooked. They were fully pumped. They were pumped to the most that they could be. Then I go on to biceps. Now, what I came to realize with, I don't know if it was because when I was cutting and now my calories are higher, it's different. But yesterday was the best bicep workout that I've had in a very long time. Very long time, meaning 2.5 months. You know, either I wasn't going as hard as I could in those 2.5 months, or it was the cut, the low calories that were making a difference in the workout. Because the amount of fatigue that I felt on my biceps yesterday were way more advanced than what it was in those last 2.5 months. Even the pump was better. So either I wasn't going hard enough, which makes me kind of upset, or it was the calorie deficit, or a mix of both. But it's just kind of, either way, even if I was going hard enough, I'm going to make sure now that I go extra hard and really bring my sets to maximum intensity, where I can't even do another partial rep going up. So going forward, I'm going to be to the pinnacle of intensity that there will be, and you guys will see in the clips. So yesterday, what I started with biceps were at the cables. I started with just normal bicep curls with the bar, and I really liked how it was feeling. I think I did 4 or 5 sets there. I started my first set as a warm-up set, kind of light, and then I went up from there. My second 2 sets after that were pretty heavy, and feeling really good. And then after completing those, I just want to say though that I was at the cable machine for about 75% of my workout, I want to say, and that's absolutely fine. I could have done 100% of my workout yesterday at the cable machine. The cables, you can do everything. You can do every single thing except quads. Maybe even quads. I just have to think of a workout to see what I would be able to do for quads. But yeah, so after doing my cable curls, I went on to do hammer curls. Now, I haven't done hammer curls in a few weeks. I used to honestly love hammer curls. I used to do them a lot, and those definitely did help me grow my arms, but those also grow this part of your arm, the brachialis. I started lighter. I started with 40s, did double arm to failure I went, and then I noticed those were a little bit too light still, and I went up to 50, and then I did my last 2 sets with 50s. But on my last set, I did a drop set with just normal curls with the long bar, and my arms started to get really fatigued there. After doing the drop set, I just stayed with the long bar, and I ended up doing about 3 more sets, and that's when I started lowering the weight and really going to that maximum burn. Then I started to really feel my biceps felt very fatigued, and that's when I started to think maybe I wasn't going hard enough the last 2.5 months when I was cutting. Either way, that time has passed, and now is now, and we will exert as much force as possible because the pain is only temporary in that moment. The long-term benefits are much greater, so always look at the long term, not the short term. After I completed biceps, I went on to do my forearms. Now, I wanted to show you guys what I do for forearms. So what I do is I use the cable again, and I grab the bar, do under the forearm. I do those to failure right away. I drop set it, and then I go like this and do the top to failure. Now with these, I ended up doing 4 or 5 sets, and these feel really good. I always get a really good forearm pump with these. After those, I went on and I did my calf workouts. I did standing calf raises, and those were really good. 6 sets I ended up doing. I show you guys my pump. My pump was looking pretty good. I had the tripod set up. After my workout, I went into the sauna. I had another 1,000 calories to eat. Boy, was I happy. So I had a post-workout little sandwich, little turkey sandwich, about 40 grams of protein. I still had some more calories for dinner. For dinner, I actually made ground beef with peas. I love sweet peas and ground beef mixed together with some hot sauce on top. That's one of my favorite. So the bulk goes on. This journey is ongoing. This is a continuous process. That's what I love about working out. So you have to realize that, especially for the beginner, that working out is very hard to start because you don't see the results right away. You're not always motivated to go if you don't notice the results. That's why at the point that I am now, me seeing my pump afterwards, me seeing how I look in pictures, me seeing myself in the mirror, it motivates me, and I want to keep going every single day. And that's the whole point of this journey. There's no cheat code to being in good shape. A lot of different aspects go into it. Diet, training, consistency, intensity. That's the beauty of bodybuilding. Nobody can just snap their fingers and look good and be strong. What I have now, how I look now, and everything that I had to work for it consistently training, not taking off, not stopping, going no matter how I was feeling that day, going no matter what was happening in my life, going to the gym knowing that I have an end goal. And that's where it can be very tricky for the beginner. But all I want to say is, I promise you, just stay consistent, stay dedicated to your diet. If people are calling you weird for tracking your calories or always wanting to be in the gym or always trying to eat healthy, don't pay attention to it. Always focus on what you want to do. And always remember, there's a reason why a very small percentage of people look good, because not everybody can do it. It takes that 5%. And I just promise, if you stay consistent, keep training, you will start to notice gains. You will start to see a difference. Yeah, but I just wanted to tell you guys that little message. And the bulk goes on, baby. Next leg day will be full legs, quads, hamstrings, and abs. I will see you guys in the next one, baby.